Here, the curator at the DC Commission on the Arts and Humanities. Michelle, thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Now, we do want to talk about the 40 years that the Art Bank is celebrating in the district. Can you tell people who maybe aren't familiar what you all do and how you help local artists in the area?
Sure, yeah. So the Art Bank is the DC government's permanent art collection. It's run by the DC Commission on the Arts and Humanities, and it's celebrating 40 years this year. It's a collection that helps provide financial support to local artists via acquisition of their artwork by a yearly grant program. It also helps us build an art collection that's reflective of the people that the DC government serves and, DC art history. It's a really robust art history in the city. And then we also help beautify public space with that collection. So the art that we collect then goes on to have a public life in DC government buildings. Over a majority of our work actually in the collection is permanently on display.
Right, and that's very cool. I'm sure people may not realize it as they're going through government buildings that this is all part of helping their local community artist here. Are there certain buildings in particular where people can spot them or look for them?
Absolutely. So the easiest to get to is the DC Public Library MLK branch, sort of the headquarters branch of the public library. All of the floors of that library have Art Bank works on display. There's also a special collection, a curated collection at the John A. Wilson building where the council members' offices and the mayor's offices are. People don't know that you can actually go in those buildings and see those works. There's over 200 works in that building.
Yeah, I mean, and it really is special. Can you talk about how you are really meeting a need for the local community and just really why it's important to help the local artist?
Absolutely. I mean, to support arts in any city is to recognize that there are local artists producing art at every level, from emerging to established, from young to senior, and returning to their work after, a career doing something else, right? So it's special, and it's important that a city recognize that the arts are thriving in their area by supporting artists in the work, by acquiring their work. It's also important that the buildings that the city owns and operates, the agencies, Parks and Rec, Child and Family Services, there's, name a service that you need from the DC government, right? Those spaces reflect the lived experiences of the people who are receiving services in them via the artwork on the walls.
Oh, that's awesome. And there's also now this year a new grant category, if I'm correct, the historical acquisition grant category. So what does that entail?
Yeah, so we always collect work in a historical acquisition category, right? Every year we support artists in submitting work from any point in their career. Typically, we only acquire work from artists in the last decade of their work. But in celebration of the 40th anniversary, we're really looking for artists to submit work that reflects DC's art history, its people, its places, its historical events, right? It's an incredible place to live where we are also in the nation's capital, right? So we're looking for works alongside, works that are abstract works, photograph, textiles. We also are looking for works that are emblematic of DC's rich art history, as well as its history as a site of, the nation.
I mean, so how many people are able to participate in this, and can you tell the public how they can get plugged in?
Yeah, so local artists are encouraged to apply. Right now, the grant line is open. You can submit 3 works for acquisition, and the grant line closes May 18th. There's a range of ways of receiving support. We host workshops for first-time applicants, but it is an opportunity for artists at any level of their career, again, from age 18 to and up.
And I'm sure it is a nice feeling, especially you being aware of what art is representing those in the community here. So what does it do you think, to the employees and the residents here by being able to, interact in this way and make sure that people are supporting one another?
Absolutely. Yeah, art is public health, right? It makes us feel better in spaces. Uh, everyone knows what it feels like to be in a space that feels gray and drab. Um, to be in a space, to work in a space where you can be around color, be around works that are reflective of your life outside of that workspace, um, does more for people's mental well-being and emotional well-being than you can imagine, right? It also supports people as they come in to receive services from the DC government, whether it be in a moment of vulnerability or in a moment of striving and thriving. It feels good to do that, looking around and seeing work that reflects who you are.
Right. I mean, it's a positive experience, right, all around for people. And it does boost your mood as well. I mean, how would you say that other ways that you guys are celebrating the 40 years?
Yeah, so we always have an annual art exhibition celebrating finalists for acquisition into the Art Bank collection. That always happens to kick off Art All Night Weekend, which is a very popular arts event that happens in September usually. We will be having a show called DC Art Now, and we'll be celebrating that event with an opening reception that will also celebrate the 40 years of this collection in the fall. We're also looking to find ways of activating our collection throughout the city. So you might see more of our collection as you move through public spaces.
Okay, that's great. Is there anything else that people need to know who want to get connected?
May 18th is your deadline. It's a hard deadline. I am the person you want to reach out to if you need support in submitting. Again, we acquire work from all ranges, from photographs to textiles to paintings, you name it, we're interested in it. And please reach out if you have any questions.
Are there any limits on how many you can accept?
It changes every year, so I can't say a definitive number, but it's a very competitive program, so you'll want to submit your best work.
Okay, well, let the people know. Well, thanks so much for being on with us, Michelle.
Thank you so much.